Earlier today, a devastating tragedy shook the family of former NBA star Gilbert Arenas. His 18-year-old son, Alijah Arenas, a rising star and five-star basketball prospect with a future that once seemed limitless, was involved in a life-altering car crash. The world that once felt full of promise for this young athlete now hangs suspended in uncertainty. According to respected sports journalist Shams Charania, Alijah was hospitalized shortly after the accident, and due to the severity of his condition, doctors were forced to place him into a medically induced coma, a decision that's typically reserved for the most critical of circumstances. Details about the incident have been slowly emerging, painting a harrowing picture of the event that unfolded in the early hours. The Los Angeles Police Department confirmed that Alijah was driving a Tesla Cybertruck, a vehicle often associated with cutting-edge technology and advanced safety features. Despite the truck's reputation for durability, it veered off course and crashed into a tree and fire hydrant. The impact triggered a blaze, enveloping the vehicle in fire and creating a scene of chaos and panic. It was the kind of accident that shakes a city. First responders raced against time, their every second critical. Smoke filled the vehicle, and though Alijah miraculously avoided any broken bones, a detail that might seem like a sliver of good news in the midst of tragedy, he suffered from severe smoke inhalation. This, according to reporter Tariq Fatal, is what ultimately led to doctors inducing the coma. The body can survive broken bones, can heal from physical trauma, but smoke can be insidious, suffocates slowly, quietly, and its damage can be internal, invisible. In moments like these, the silence of a hospital corridor becomes deafening. Machines beep rhythmically, a terrifying symphony for families holding on to hope. As the world outside spins on, for Gilbert Arenas and Laura Govan, time has likely slowed to a crawl. Their son, their baby, is lying unconscious, caught somewhere between the physical world and something far less certain. And for the millions who watched Alijah grow, who admired his skill on the court, this isn't just the story of a car crash. It's the story of a young man whose life is hanging in the balance, and a family who's been ripped open by the unthinkable. As the news rippled across social media, fans and fellow athletes alike flooded the digital space with messages of support and heartfelt prayers. Basketball communities, sports pages, and fan accounts rallied together, posting throwback clips of Alijah's highlight reels, videos that now feel haunting. Clips of the teen executing dazzling crossovers, sinking threes with ease, and flashing the kind of confidence that only comes from years of hard work and natural talent. Laura Govan, Alijah's mother, known for her strong personality and no-nonsense demeanor, took to Instagram in what can only be described as a raw, unfiltered cry for help. Her post wasn't polished. It wasn't curated. Didn't carry the tone of someone trying to maintain an image. It was frantic, desperate, painfully real. "I need all your and prayers," she wrote. The misspellings, the profanity, it was a mother unraveling in real time. And in a world obsessed with optics, her vulnerability pierced through like a knife. She wasn't thinking about how her words might be perceived. She wasn't trying to be composed. She was simply a mother watching her child fight for his life, unsure of what the next hour would bring. She needed hope. She needed connection. She needed something to hold on to. Supporters responded not with criticism, but with compassion. A hurting mother asking for prayers for her child. No judgments. "Just unfolded hands, medium skin tone," one fan commented under a post by The Shade Room, a platform known for capturing moments just like this, raw, uncomfortable, human. Another commenter added, "I'd see how she asked, I'm gonna pray. I can't imagine how she's feeling, crying face." In these words, you can feel the collective weight of empathy, strangers who may never have met Alijah, but who recognize the universal pain of almost losing someone you love. As the Arenas family endures this nightmare, Alijah's father has yet to make a public statement. Gilbert Arenas, once known for his explosive performances on the basketball court, now faces a battle that cannot be won with skill or strategy. There's no playbook for this. There's no comeback sequence that can undo this kind of trauma. For a man who once dominated arenas packed with tens of thousands of screaming fans, the silence of his son's hospital room is undoubtedly the most overwhelming space he's ever stood in. Just weeks before the accident, father and son appeared together on camera at the McDonald's All-American Game, an event that showcases the nation's top high school basketball talent. The vibe was celebratory, hopeful. Alijah was glowing, sitting beside his father, speaking about the bond they share not just as family but as athletes. In the clip, Elijah's words carried a quiet confidence, the kind that hinted at someone who was ready to carve out his own legacy. "Our personalities are a little the same," he said, smiling. "I feel like that's my dad's dream too, that I could get to that level." It was more than a soundbite. It was a son reaching for his father's torch, hoping to carry it forward. Gilbert, in turn, looked at his son with pride that couldn't be hidden. "It's very surprising watching him actually dive into the game, physically, mentally," he said, his voice carrying a mix of astonishment and admiration. It was the kind of proud moment most fathers dream of, watching your child not only follow in your footsteps but embrace the journey with a passion all their own. That image now stands in stark contrast to today's grim reality. The bright lights of the court have been replaced by the sterile glow of hospital monitors. Cheers and applause are now whispers and prayers. In just a few short weeks, the arena's family has been catapulted from the joy of possibility to the dread of the unknown. What makes this story even more gut-wrenching is the simple truth that Alijah had the world at his feet. He wasn't just any prospect, he was a standout. 6 feet 5 inches, with impeccable ball-handling skills, court vision beyond his years, and an instinct for the game that seemed almost hereditary, Alijah was destined for greatness. Scouts talked about him like he was a sure thing, a future NBA draft pick, maybe even a future All-Star. The kind of player who doesn't just play the game but redefines it. But beyond the stats and rankings, there was something else that made Alijah special: his humility. Despite being the son of a former NBA star, he carried himself with the grounded presence of someone who understood the value of hard work. He didn't coast on his father's fame. He trained like someone with everything to prove. Coaches loved him not just for what he could do on the court, but for who he was off it: disciplined, respectful, driven. In the days ahead, there will likely be more updates. Doctors will monitor his progress. The family will make impossible decisions. The media will continue to circle, trying to get closer to break more news. But at the center of it all is a young man fighting for his life, and a family shattered by uncertainty. This isn't just a sports story. It's a human one. It's about fragility, hope, resilience, and the invisible line between life as we know it and the abyss we pray to avoid. As candles are lit and vigils are held, the basketball world holds its breath. Not just for a star, not just for an athlete, but for a son, a brother, a young man who, like so many others, was simply driving one day and never expected the road to turn into something so cruel. No matter how much fame or fortune surrounds a family, tragedy levels us all. It strips away the filters, the fame, the numbers on a stat sheet. In moments like these, we're all the same, just people praying for one more day. And that's what the world is doing right now. Praying. For Alijah.